You know, in the past, I've shown you little devices like this. They're pretty cool. They can charge up a phone pretty quickly, but they're nowhere near the power and capacity you're going to get from something like this. Today, we're taking a look at the EASYLONGER battery backup. This is a 72,000 milliamp hour power bank, and I'm going to tell you why it might be a good idea and an alternative to a full-size power station. All right, folks, welcome back. So the first thing I want to do is show you what this comes with. Then we can explain a little bit more on why this might be suitable for someone like yourself who may not need a full-size power station. Maybe you just need to charge a few things or run a few things, and you don't need the AC current that comes off a power station, and you want to save a little bit of money. Well, this might be an awesome solution for you. So first off, I want to give you an idea of what's in the box, okay? We're going to start off, of course, with the unit itself. The unit's a heavy unit, I gotta say. It's a decent heavy unit. You do get a little pouch there for it to go in. It does have a front cover here, a little bit of a pouch in the front so you can put extra cables in there. And as you can tell, you've got a wide variety of assortment of devices and stuff to plug in here. So you're gonna have your USB to the PD smaller plug. You're going to have a barrel connector to barrel connector. I believe that's a 5.3 or 5.2 millimeter connector. That will come in handy later, we'll tell you why. You're going to have your USB-C to USB-C. This will also come in handy later, and we'll tell you why. Heck, I'll tell you now. Solar charging, this, and a huge variety of adapters. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why all the adapters? Well, the idea behind this little unit is this is primarily designed for people who have a CPAP machine, who need to power it overnight, maybe while you're camping, maybe during a power outage or emergency. However, I think this goes far, far beyond that in its range of uses. It also comes with a plug, so you can charge this up. I have used this one particularly for that, and I have tested out the solar a little bit just to make sure it works. Works fine, but we're going to get into that a little bit more. We are going to power some stuff with this and see. So this is a 266 watt hour, 72,000 milliamp hour high capacity battery backup. It comes with a DC cigarette lighter port and 4 adjustable voltages on that port. That's kind of neat too. I'll show you how that works. So you have your plug here, okay? But you can adjust this for a bunch of different voltages for different machines. That will come in handy definitely for your CPAP users, okay? The voltages are 12 volt, 16.5, 20 volt, and 24 volt. So it is compatible with most CPAP machines on the market. They give some names like, what is it, ResMed, AirSense 9, AirSense 10, AirCurve 10, Air Mini, and the Philips DreamStation, just to name a few. I don't use a CPAP machine, so I'm really not sure about any of that. But if you're stuck in a power outage or out camping, you can get several nights charge for your devices or your CPAP machine using this, okay? So it's also a portable power hub for all of your devices. This is kind of an all-in-one solution with a 12 volt, 15 amp cigarette lighter adapter. Okay, you got 180 watts max was recommended for CPAP use. So they don't want you to go over 180 watts, but it can do up to 180. You have adjustable DC power, like we mentioned, 2 high-speed USB-C PD, 2 high-speed USB ports here, okay, there and there. You do have the 2 PD plugs, power delivery plugs, your input. Now these are input and output on this one. These are just output. These are input and output. So you can plug a solar panel into either one of these or your adapter or whatever. And of course you have your cigarette lighter adapter plug right there. You also have a cell phone charger up here. If your phone has touch wireless charging, you can just put it on top there and it will charge up. So what I'm going to do is turn this on and show you how the adjustable power works. All right, so let's set this thing up so I can show you how it changes the power. We're going to get it on 12 volts, okay? And I can switch it to 16.5, 20, or 24. Now remember, that's just this output here. That's just the cigarette lighter adapter output. I can put this on here and it will turn these two on as well. So it's very simple to operate, very easy, very handy little device. And I gotta say, for that alone, if you have a device that runs at a different voltage than 12 volts, that's worth the price right there. And this is fairly affordable too. Now a quick word on this, it is not TSA carry-on approved. Because of its amp hours, it is much higher than what they allow. So it's not TSA approved to carry on in your suitcase. So if you are traveling with this on a plane, you're probably gonna have to put it in checked luggage or declare it. I don't know exactly how that works because the last time I was on a plane, these things weren't all that popular. I think it was around 2003. So these really weren't out there yet. But it's definitely a neat little idea, and it gives you 3 ways to charge as well. It is very quick to recharge. I got this at about 3 bars or 2 bars, and I plugged it in from a battery, and within an hour it was fully charged. So it's fairly easy to charge up. There are 3 ways to do it, okay? You can fully recharge it with the PD car charger. So you can do this and get an adapter and charge it in your vehicle, okay? You can recharge it in the sun, about 3 to 4 hours, they say, while outdoors. Again, that's going to depend on how big a solar panel you're using. And you can charge it also with the AC wall outlet that's provided here. Okay. And Lord knows, you got enough adapters to pretty much power anything. What we're going to do is I'm going to test this thing out. We're going to run a bunch of different little USB type devices on it. And we're going to see how well it works, as well as the cigarette lighter plug, and see what we get out of it. Now, they say that the maximum on this is 180 watts, okay? So you don't want to run anything that's over 180 watts, but I'm sure that I really have anything that has a cigarette lighter plug that's over 180 watts anyway. But anyway, I think this is a really handy device for something like that. Now, quickly, I'm going to give you a look at the back of the box. This will give you all the information. So your input is DC 18 through 24 volts, 4 amps max on your solar panels or your plug. USB-C is a 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 3 amp, 12 volt 3 amp, or 15 volt 3 amp, okay? DC port can't work together with the USB-C 1 port, okay? Remember that. If you're going to run both things, they won't do it, okay? Now this will charge as a pass-through charger, okay? So you can connect the solar panel here and use this, but they don't recommend you do that because it's kind of going to hurt the battery on this one. They don't recommend you use it as a pass-through, but in an emergency, it will work for you and it will do that. So that's kind of handy to know as well. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is grab my cell phone because, of course, I forgot to bring it out here. Drop it on here and see how that works. All right, so I've got my refrigerator running, this little mini fridge, and it's not really a fridge, it's more of a cooler. Okay, so we got that plugged in. We have this little light plugged in here. And you can tap this on for brightness. That's how it works. And on top of that, we're going to put the phone up here. Now, the phone does take a second to turn on and charge, so don't freak out if it doesn't do it right away. I also don't have it on there, right? There we go. So that's charging up now. So I have all these things going, really, very simply. I have this little guy charging up here, this little GMRS radio. So all in all, gotta say, it does a whole lot of stuff. Haven't even begun to touch the battery, of course. These are your battery indicators. They will go down as you use up power. So really, I'm pretty darn pleased with the whole thing so far. It seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. One of the things I did notice when I ran this down a little bit, I ran it on the studio lights here, and I ran it down about halfway after I charged it up the first time, is that it does not get warm. That was very pleasing to me because I've had these before and they get very, very hot. It's kind of concerning when they start to get hot like that. This did not get hot at all. So let's try it out now. We are letting it run here for a few. Then we're going to try it out. We're going to try and top it off with a solar panel and see how that goes. Now the solar panel we're going to use is this little 40 watt flex solar panel. It's a very long solar panel, but it is 40 watts. We're going to set it up outside. Again, I'm just going to put it on the ground. We're not going to do anything fancy with it and try to get it in perfect sunlight and see how it does with that. So I'll bring you back in a little bit after we've done a little bit of charging up here and see how the solar panel works. A feature I did want to mention about this is it does have a red and white light. So if you push this button down and hold it, you'll be able to get a nice, decent light out of the whole thing. So it is pretty cool, really handy kind of feature. Not, again, you know, they put lights in all these things and I really don't know why, but I think it does kind of come in handy in a situation like this because it's such a small device that you could actually carry this around as a flashlight. Don't know the lumens on it offhand, but it is a fairly bright light, as you can see. So definitely kind of cool. Definitely enjoying the use of it. It's pretty darn bright, as you can tell, even from the thing there. So I guess it could come in handy. I guess you could carry this almost like a little book and light things up a bit. It does have a pretty good spill on it too, so it definitely lights up the area. It's better than those huge 2,000 watt power stations with the little tiny light on them. All right. Let's get this outside and get this charged up. All right, so I got the panel out, and as you can see, let me give you a quick look. It's a long panel for a 40 watt panel, but not too bad. We're going to plug this in, and I'm going to use the USB-C PD port. There's the red light on there, so you can see it's definitely getting some sun. I did move it a little out of the sun, which is bad. All right, push it back out there. Now remember, these are your in and out ports on this, so you're going to want to put it in here and wait for that light to light up. And there you go. So it is now charging. It is getting power in from the sun. So that's pretty darn impressive for such a small package. You know, you can take that with you camping and bring that along and have some power backup without having to lug a huge solar panel and a gigantic power station. You know, an overnight trip, even if you are using a CPAP machine, overnight trip, really, really convenient and easy to take with you. As a general rule, I don't use a CPAP, so I won't be using this for that, but I would definitely use this for ham radio type stuff. You know, having a 12-volt power supply coming out of there, I can use that for a lot of my rigs and my radios. 2-meter 440 type stuff. I would not probably use this for an HF radio because I don't know how quiet or noisy it is. But as a general rule, for an emergency power backup, pretty darn handy. So let's get back on the table and let's finish up the review, and I will give you some final thoughts and information and where you can pick it up as well as the price. All right, back inside. So what do I think? Well, I think it's a very handy device. I think it's kind of a specialized device. This may be for somebody who doesn't want to lug around a big power station and wants to have something a little bit smaller. Might be for somebody that has medical equipment like a CPAP or anything else they need to run off it. Definitely very handy. Just for, you know, your average everyday person who maybe uses their laptop a whole lot and needs to keep it topped off, or, you know, even a cell phone backup or anything like that. A 2-meter 440 radio, you know, a VHF, UHF type rig, I wouldn't worry about running it off this, no problem at all. I probably, like I said outside, I probably wouldn't run an HF radio off it. I have to kind of experiment and see the noise level on it. I don't know how much noise this thing puts off, probably a bit, but for just a basic 2-meter 440 emergency power backup to charge my handheld radios, definitely. Awesome little rig, awesome little tiny thing. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing is charging up a lot of stuff as far as the backup radio stuff. So I definitely like it. So what's the price on it? Okay, $199.99. Now, yes, you can buy a full-sized 300-watt power station for that. I'm aware of that. However, you may not want to lug that thing around. And quite frankly, I don't blame you. If you're just going out for a night, again, another consideration, if you're on an e-bike and you don't want to weigh it down with a full-size power station, this isn't all that bad, you know? It's not super heavy. It's around 1,500 grams, so it's not super heavy, and it's definitely smaller. It's more compact. It's more packable. Maybe even in a bug-out bag. It's kind of heavy for a bug-out bag. But, you know, maybe a car bug-out bag or a car kit, definitely. So that's the point on this. This is a specialized unit for your particular needs. Would I get this if I wanted a power station in my house, you know, a backup power station like a Blue Eddy or, you know, an Anchor? No, I wouldn't get it for that. I'd get it for a portable, easy to carry power source. And I really like it as such. I don't really think that, you know, it would give me much aggravation as a small little backup power source. Now, again, it doesn't have the AC ports on it, okay? So you don't have a way to plug anything into here, but you have a bunch of plugs here and your cigarette lighter plug adapter as well. So I think it's got a place. I would use it probably as a dedicated device. Like I would run just a radio on this, or just charge up my radios on this, or maybe just my, if I had one, CPAP type machine. Definitely cool little thing. You saw all the stuff it comes with. It's got adapters for days, so pretty much anything you're going to need to plug into and power, you can. You can see all those there if you want to pause it and take a look and see if your particular device is in there. So I definitely think it's a handy little device. I think I will be playing with it a lot more, and I think it will probably live out by my my radio table on the other side there, where I can be able to charge up my handhelds, especially for testing when I get like 3 or 4 of them at a time. Having an extra one to charge up is really handy. So I will put a link down below. Okay, this is an awesome off-grid power supply for any kind of uses you can think of. And I will leave you a link down below where you can pick it up. Don't forget to check out all our links. I will put this in my affiliate store. You can check out our affiliate store down there for tons of other deals, a lot of the gear that I use in the channel. We have our freeze-dried wholesaler link. He's starting something new, so go check him out today. If you use my link, okay, you save 15% on your order. There's no codes. All you got to do is click that link, pick out what you want, get to the end there, click, you know, shipping, get it ready, and boom, there you go. You'll save that discount just for using the link. So there's nothing to worry about on that. We have our My Patriot supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. $250 off a 3-month kit. It was affordable to begin with. Now it's even more so. So definitely check them out. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Don't forget to check that out as well. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.